Hey, what is up everyone? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I'm from the likes of the Merxy Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our brand new Let's Play for our channel, alongside with the informs of how yesterday that some toy sales are now doing Mario Kart Double Dash Redo Let's Play recently. And also because if you guys are probably thinking about the fact that aren't you going to be doing Super Monkey Ball 3D? Well, unfortunately that particular Let's Play will be delayed until about, let's just say, next 2 weeks. Because as you can see, we are tackling through the next Super Monkey Ball Let's Play. This time around we're going to be jumping right onto the Nintendo DS console. Yes, we're about to be doing a Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll, aka in Japan, this game is known as Super Monkey Ball DS, because as you can tell, with the both screens and all that stuff, and plus dual screens if you want to count that. So yeah, as you can see right here, basically, you know, we're just gonna go for the main game as always, just like in the forms of any other Super Monkey Ball Let's Plays in the past. So, but either way though, we'll just get this Let's Play started. So either way though, I think this game did first came out in Japan in 2005, and then a year later in English in 2006, which will later came alongside with, well, let's just say the monstrosity of Super Monkey Ball Adventure, and a decent game of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, as you guys should probably already know at this point. So either way though, and as you can see on screen, we're going to be selecting II for the first world. Now if you guys are probably thinking about yourself about the fact that I was expecting to show you guys one world per video, but here's the thing about this though, is the fact that obviously if you couldn't tell with the actual the main emphasis on this game is the fact that there are 2 different control types you can able to utilize with. Like you can either just use the directional pad, or you can able to actually utilize with the touchscreen, because that's what the DS's capabilities off with. So either way, and unfortunately for the sake of time, for those of you probably wondering what the hell was happening with that music, well, unfortunately I have to use the emulator for the sake of this Let's Play in general, and because of that though, I just want to make the actual image itself a little bit more clear to see and especially noticeable. I was originally trying to able to do is capture on camera, but it might not work that way, because otherwise you won't be able to see both screens in general, which there are the top screen and the bottom screen. So that means that, well, as you can tell from the top screen itself, is the fact that obviously it's the actual Monkey Ball gameplay as you can see on screen on the top screen, and also as you can see on the bottom screen on the right, that basically all it shows is basically it tells you how much time you got left, and also how much bananas you've collected, and how much lives you'll be getting, and also with that particular speed meter. So even then I just want to point that out. So but either way though, that's how it goes basically. So either way, and as I mentioned this before, this came out in 2005, so I think this came out right after Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, if I recall correctly, and right before Super Monkey Ball Adventure. So either way though, because as a result, I just want to classify for the actual timeline for the sake of time. So either way though, and obviously as you can see, we're going to be experiencing the first world in this game, which appears to be wet and windy, which I'll talk more about the forms of the world theme environment until, for the sake of the progressioning, for the sake of this Let's Play, and straight off the bat we did manage to lose the first life of this Let's Play, so don't blame on me for the actual controls or anything like that. I'm blaming on the lag that has been going on screen. Even because of how the fact that I think this is probably pretty obvious about the fact that I'm playing this on the emulator. So but either way though, that way I can able to capture some DS game footage, but not in a flawless status with quote. So yeah, I just want to classify for this something for this point guys, so I must admit that I do apologize for that. So as you can see, that's from the actual gameplay standpoint on Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll, it feels like a portable version of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, that's for sure. But the only biggest difference is the fact that with the world themes are entirely different. So either way though, and also if you couldn't tell, because of how the fact that the first world in this game is actually called Wet and Windy, that particular music in the background will heavily borrow that before Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz in Journey forms of you know, Monkey Island and stuff like that. Now, unlike in any other Monkey Ball games in the series from the past or especially present day, that rather than just start things off with the flesh jungle environments to start off with, because instead it actually starts off as in a windmill kind of valley kind of environment, which is pretty different from the looks of how the fact that with some of these environments do actually change up slightly from the very beginning and such. But either way though, that's just not much else I can usually just trying to talk about this for the sake of time. Obviously today's day is of course the 6th of October today, so I just want to let you guys off what the day it is for the sake of time for this point today. So, but either way, I just want to point things out right away. So, and I think this game still has the usual 4 playable characters, just like in the past few games and stuff like that. Like as you can see on screen, we're playing II for the first world, and then much like the forms of how it does in Super Monkey Ball Jr., Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, and Step and Roll essentially, then I'm going to be able to actually switch between those different monkeys depending on what worlds we're going to be exploring around on. So, just want to classify that just for the sake of clarity if you really want to know what this, the actual Let's Play system as far as it will go, but even then, that's as far as I can usually think about it. And also, do you remember how the fact that Piglet has already mentioned about the fact that with the amount of bananas you're going to be collecting, if you really want to get yourselves 1-ups in this game, well, this game only features 10 bananas if you really want to get yourselves 1-ups with, which is kind of a little amount of bananas you're going to be grabbing. So, but even then, as a result of that specific stuff, this is probably due to the fact that with the handheld's limitations or something, because unlike in Super Monkey Ball Jr., to get 1-ups on that game, you have to collect about 50 bananas, whilst in the forms of Super Monkey Ball 3D plus Super Monkey Ball Banana Splits, you're able to actually get yourselves a 1-up by simply obtaining 30 of those bananas in between. So I just want to classify that. So, but as you can see on screen, the first world is simple and pretty easy, self-explanatory, despite the fact that you're going to be seeing a lot of lagginess every once in a while though, so I must admit I do apologize. And the reason why I have to do a jump cut right there, because after when you complete certain worlds throughout the whole thing, basically you have to sit through for the actual credit sequence, which I'll talk more about it whenever we get to the end, but thankfully there's actually an auto-saving system, where basically if you don't feel like able to play for the credit sequence all over again, depending on what world you've completed, then you can simply just turn off the thing and then just put it back on again, or simply just try to reset, as what I did for the emulator. So as a result, that way you should able to actually have no problems to trying to go through world to world structure. So, but either way though, that's as far as I can usually think about it. So here we go with this next world, as you can see right there, which appears to be, I'm not exactly sure what this world is called, but I do know it's actually a jungle environment, as you can see on screen. But for what it's worth though, is the fact that it's usually calls it like, Fantastical Jungle or something like that. I know it's been donkey's years since I actually played this game from time to time, along with the forms of Super Monkey Ball Jr. of course, but I digress. Again, the game is actually kind of lagging a little bit. I mean, it's a lot slower than it needs to be, but it's okay, I guess. But then again, it's just a new setup in terms of the forms of some DS Let's Plays footage and stuff like that. Which, imagine if we're about to be doing a Sonic Rush trilogy, with especially noticeable with the forms of Super Princess Peach anytime soon, then this might be actually be the new setup for the sake of time. But even then, let me know in the comments below about the fact that if this setup does manage to work slightly well enough. So, but I digress. So yeah, basically, some of these levels in this game does manage to able to make its return ever since in Journey forms have been Super Monkey Ball 1, and especially noticeable for Super Monkey Ball 2, and even especially noticeable with, well, I would say like a combination of, let's just say, Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, including Deluxe, but sometimes that some of these deluxe levels never seem to exist or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, just because of how the fact that it's been such a very long time since I actually played this game. So because of that though, because I'm used to with the old school Monkey Ball games that I always intend to adore and love, for Super Monkey Ball 2, and especially notable for Super Monkey Ball 1 essentially as well. Now, if you guys are probably thinking about the fact that we were originally trying to able to do this Let's Play and during at some point next year in 2021, but I feel like that we might able to actually get ourselves some more Super Monkey Ball stuff content along the way, especially noticeable how the fact that some people, or someone commented on me about the fact that, or someone else for that matter, did manage to comment on us saying about the fact that aren't you gonna do Super Monkey Ball 3D? Well, I would love to, but I need to able to do this game first before we're able to actually catch up on the forms of the handheld Super Monkey Ball Portable series. And then once we're done with those, on the other hand though, then, you know, we'll jump right into the forms of the the Nintendo 3DS installment, I should say. So either way though, just want to classify that. Oh boy, we got ourselves a reversible gear, although it usually does have its different name in this game this time around, as opposed to some of these the levels themselves might be familiar if you haven't played Super Monkey Ball 1 or 2 or Deluxe before. Then you might be familiar with the actual level types and all that stuff, such as for instance the Starfish level actually inspires by reversible gear level from the likes of Super Monkey Ball 2. And also we got ourselves Divine Jump, as you can see right there, that basically that inspires Floor 9 from the likes of the original Super Monkey Ball game / Monkey Ball in the arcade. So a bit either way, though, I just want to able to point it out right away. And kind of thing about it though is the fact that this game is pretty much technically 15 years old right now, since when it, as I said before, this game first came out in Japan in 2005, the same year as when Super Monkey Ball Deluxe was released on the from everywhere else basically. So either way though, because chances are you might able to come across into some similarities in between. So even then though, actually kind of thing about it though is the fact that with that particular sprite, that the ones you're going to be seeing on the top screen, specifically on the left screen on this little capture footage, as you can see, some of these sprites right there, like if you play as Ai, Mimi, Baby, or Gon Gon for that matter, that most of these sprites will eventually make a comeback until, let's just say in the long forgotten 2008, or somewhat remembered 2008, Super Monkey Ball app game on the iPhone devices back in long time ago. Most of these sprites will heavily come back into that particular point. I don't know why I'm truly saying something a little bit completely random, but that's only because of how the fact that it has been like quite a few days since I actually did manage to able to, well, going back into the Super Monkey Ball series to begin with, so, but you know, that's probably just me. And plus, I was gonna able to show you guys the actual shortcuts and tricks and all that stuff, but it can be pretty tricky to execute, and it's bad enough that I'm playing this on the emulator. So I must admit though, for this point guys, I do apologize about the fact that I could able to potentially try to able to, God knows if I had a new computer or something like that, I mean I guess it'll be perfectly fine. But when it comes to able to having ourselves the actual Acer laptop for quite a long time, since about 2013, then I must admit though, it doesn't seem to able to actually get ourselves advanced settings or anything else for that resides. Alright, jump cut for the third time as you can tell, because, well, obviously since we have now done the second world of the game, and now let's go ahead and switch over to Baby right now, and here we go on to, Junglistic, Tropics or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what that world is supposed to be called. But anyways, now let's move on to Blistering Sands, which appears to be a desert-themed world, as you can definitely see on screen. And, for the majority of the time, it's the fact that some of these levels can go down really quickly. Especially noticeable if you couldn't tell with the first level in Blistering Sands, that usually just goes off by a little bit faster and quicker, depending on how the fact that if you try to be more fast or anything like that. Oh wait, it's actually called Junglistic Journey. I think that's what the actual second world is called, but this one is usually called it Blistering Sands, and then the first world is obviously wet and windy, as you can tell. And of course, much like in any other Super Monkey Ball Let's Plays in the past, I'm going to be going through all the levels of the game. This means includes 2 special levels that you do need to have ourselves some specific different conditions if you really want to go after every single world of this game. So even then though, yeah, as far as I can say about it. So either way though, and yeah, I must admit though, for this point, I do apologize that the game starts to get laggy a little bit, because, again, it's so... I think it's probably due to the fact that... I don't know if it's just me, but I'm pretty sure that it might be something to do with, like, hard time trying to able to rendering the actual faster frame rate or anything like that. But then again, at this point, it's just a new setup of certain DS capture footage. But even then, though, that I do appreciate it with the fact that I did manage to got this at long last. But able to actually finally just try to able to tackle for this game after so many years for now. Because as a result, I've been waiting for that for quite some time. Even though it does take me a while to able to download ROMs or anything like that. So that way I can show you guys of some of these other games in that perfect picture quality and stuff like that. Well, it might actually get pixelated and blurry sometimes, but I'm guessing that's probably because of how the fact that I was able to set this on the best setting as possible. But either way though, just like in Sonic Pocket Adventure since last year, that basically we'll try our best if we're able to cope with this quality. So either way though, still. And obviously, this bonus stage right there is actually inspired by, you know, floor 20 in both advanced and expert difficulties in Monkey Ball on Arcade or Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. So I just want to let you guys know about some of these similarities from here. So yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, there are a total of, like, I would say 12 different worlds of this game. So even then though, that each world does manage to retain 10 levels each. So even then though, like, each 9 levels does contain the regular platforming levels, and every single 5th levels they always contain bonus stages, which, just like the forms of the old school days of Super Monkey Ball 1, 2, Junior, and Deluxe, that you're able to actually just try to able to, well, what else? Collect some more bananas along the way during the forms of the actual bonus stages if you really want to able to farm, or in this case grinding for more extra lives. As you can see on screen that we've got ourselves about 9 of them. However, there's a big differences this time around compared to the forms in the past few games or something like that. There are no continues in this game this time around, so I'm guessing it's probably because, well, this game does manage to give you an opportunity to able to get a lot of extra lives in this game, just because of how the fact, as I said this before, if you collect about 10 bananas each time, then you weren't able to get yourselves an extra one up. But even then though, it's still pretty generous when it comes to giving you a lot of extra lives in this installment. But whilst unlike in the past games, including the future games as well, most notably like Super Monkey Ball Adventure and onwards, this is the only Super Monkey Ball game that does not feature a continue system. Well, luckily though, this game does manage to offer ourselves a replay option, as you can see, every time when you complete the stage. And as a result, you have to simply just, you know, tap it on the touch screen, so that way you can able to actually save your replay. If you feel like if you're trying to able to go through expert players, like specifically if you want to go for a fastest time, fastest shortcuts you can able to take, well, by all means, you can able to actually just definitely do that. So, and of course, much like in any other Super Monkey Ball Let's Plays, there might be a few times about the fact that you might be seeing me falling off most of the time, because otherwise though, that's it's nothing to do with my controls or anything like that. It's just the actual emulation can start to get a little bit laggy most of the time. But I digress. So I guess, fundamentally speaking, I would like to discuss upon more things of this has to offer, but I'm afraid I'm out of time. So as a result, we got the endings off this point right here. So join me next time on Let's Play Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll. Is the fact that we're going to be moving on to, let's just say, World 4, 5, and 6, because we like to do 3 worlds each video. So because of that, we'll explain more on that later. So see you guys on this Thursday. Later, fellas.